Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 5 of the Mistakes podcast. Episode 5, we've been away for 2 weeks.
No reason.
Not really. We haven't really been a week. Oh, well, the first week we were away. We couldn't record that week. The second week we recorded, but we got really...
Don't say we.
Don't say we. Yeah.
Don't group us here.
No. We had a deep discussion about a topic that is not good for public viewing. I myself had a very radical view, you could say, on the specific topic, so we decided not to post it.
Very promulgatic view.
Yeah, but we decided not to post it, so that's why we were away for 2 weeks. But as you guys might have noticed, we were still posting shorts because we had a bunch of shorts left from episode 4. And you guys have been doing good on those. We've hit 90 subs as of speaking and as of doing this video. So congratulations, guys. We've hit 90. We're at
Good job, Dennis.
Yep. We're at 45,000 views overall on our shorts, which is pretty good. 2 of our long-term video or long form videos have hit 100 views.
You're like giving like a financial report.
I'm not giving a financial report.
It's like in a couple of years we were like, sold out stadium. This is how many tickets we sold to our show.
No, I'm just trying to state, like, thank you for the support. That's the support we're getting, and
Thank you for our sponsors.
Yeah, but as always, my name is Dennis.
I'm a side character, Kacper,
and this is and this is the mistakes, and we're just gonna get straight right into it. As always, I don't have anything to talk about. I usually come up with topics throughout the podcast, but you guys could start it off.
We can start light.
We start
about tramp stamps.
Tramp stamps?
Tramp stamps.
That's a light thing to start.
That is a very light thing to talk about.
Yeah, because it's gonna go away in like 5 minutes. I feel like.
That's what it
depends where it
goes.
goes.
Just a little starter.
What about tramp stamps?
So we know what a female tramp stamp is, right? Where it is.
Well, you can have it in multiple places.
What is the iconic female tramp stamp?
You got one on your lip.
No, not the one that's a suka below the lips.
You got one on your lip.
They're in the back, right above the ass crack.
Or in the front.
In the front?
There's someone
I
in the
feel
front.
like
no, that'll be like a guy tramp stamp in the front.
No, girls have a front too.
But they're mainly known for the back.
Well, right? Why can a guy have it in the back?
Because I don't know. Maybe is a tramp What? Okay, then what is a tramp stamp then?
Okay, let me look
Is it based off where it is?
It just shows where you like it, man.
Where you like a tramp.
It just shows you where you like it, man. What if a guy likes it in the back, man? So he has
a tattoo on a woman's lower back.
Okay, so it is about a location. So how about a male tramp stamp then? Okay, it'll be also in the back. I just showed
you it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like it in the back, you put it in the back. If you like it in the front, you put it in the front.
I feel like it's in the front. That's like a true male tramp stamp in the front.
But
that's where your goods are.
What would you put there?
Nothing. I wouldn't put it on your tramp stamp.
Do a tramp stamp. What would you put?
King Kong.
Bro, what? That's such a horrible one. You gotta do like something funny.
Yeah, like what?
You gotta do like $5.
$5.
And you put like a thing.
How about if I just put like a 2 pair of eyes, like a mustache?
You could do that.
So whenever
just looking. And then the nose is it says Pinocchio, and it's just 2 eyes.
Yeah.
It's like, let him grow. Or like you write like a let Pinocchio grow or something like that, No?
Yeah.
What would you do, Tom?
I wouldn't get a tattoo.
Why not?
No tattoos ever?
Probably not. I don't
really? You don't want tattoos?
I don't have a thing.
Not even like the yearly ones?
What yearly
There's
ones?
yearly
temporary
ones.
tattoos.
Oh, well, that's a little different. Maybe I'll try those out, but not.
I want to do that.
I've been less and less wanting to get tattoos that have like meanings, and more they just look good. Well, this is kind of like a little bit of a meaning, a little bit of a favor. Right here, this is the pyramid scheme. Tattoo.
What's the meaning?
It's just the symbols from the Witcher game.
What's the meaning?
The abilities. Oh well, I don't know. The meaning is the symbols, but I guess what it means to me is like it's Polish. It's a game I liked a lot. It created very good memories. I tarnished it a lot. Stuff like that.
I don't know. It's better than Joe's.
Yeah.
No offense, Joe, if you're watching or listening.
I prefer Joe's over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, dude, his Kirby, he's a little bit scuffed, man.
That's the point.
I know, but like that's for you on for you. On you
Joe
forever.
Is scuffed. It represents him. I feel like that's...
Joe is just scuffed forever. You're scuffed, Joe.
But I don't know. I don't think I prefer his tattoo. I feel like I like that design a lot more.
Why?
Because I like.
It's
Kirby.
so big.
Okay. Well, it's not that big.
You don't like Polish stuff?
I don't like. Those look like the symbols that are like on the, like what not to put the like what, like temperature to put your clothes in, not to like use an iron.
Or like the raw material it's made out of and what you can. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Or a stop sign or something.
A stop sign.
No, a hazard sign.
It's okay. The thing about this, I can just lie so much about it and I just make everything up if I wanted to.
So what are you gonna tell me? It was like triangles.
Oh, yeah, triangles.
This represents each of my disorders.
I forget that how many sides a triangle has. So whenever I look down, it reminds me of it.
Actually, this is a passcode, so I scan it. Like I'll just scan it on
this was my old Android phone password. This is like all the designs I had.
Yeah.
No, they actually gave me this before I left Poland. Actually.
Oh yeah.
Every single Polish kid
before you left Auschwitz.
Yeah.
No, don't you have the little mark here?
No, that's a burn mark.
That's a burn
No,
mark?
you can
What
tell
mark
them.
are you talking about?
I thought that was like a vaccination mark that every like Polish like immigrant from a certain time period they would have like a little thing here. Like my mom has one. I remember Camille also has one. I feel like a lot of people have.
I have no clue. I don't know.
It was like just like a
mark
little.
where they did shots.
Yeah, it's just like almost like it looks like someone just like took like a little piece of skin out of your arm, and there's just like a little like indent.
They do a shot.
I don't know.
They took a piece of skin just to make sure they copied you. Like ice sculpting. I don't know. I never got a shot like that.
I don't know.
But yeah, I'm leaning towards just tattoos that look cool. Because like if
Spider.
Okay, my next tattoo I kind of want to get. Have you watched Mob Psycho before?
No.
It's an anime, and that's if you want to look up like Mob. Anyways,
He's like a mom.
whatever. It doesn't give a chance to anything. None. It's like Mob Psycho.
100.
Black with red flowers. It's really cool. It just looked really cool, and I thought it looked really cool on my leg right here. And that's it.
Who's gonna see it on your leg?
I don't know. Me.
Oh,
You gotta get hand tattoos.
You gonna get this one?
No. It's like one of the last episodes of the last season.
No, so the one
It was more something like this, that one up there. But he had like flowers on the side as well.
You gotta get the yearly ones, man.
This guy.
Trust me, dude. Go for the yearly ones.
I'm gonna show you the actual one afterwards.
Go for the yearly ones.
Why? When I just
So then you could change it all the time. Your body's like an actual art.
I don't want to change it though.
What do you mean? If you're going for looks, you could change whatever you want. So like, say like right now the trend for tattoos is like having the multiple small tattoos.
Okay.
Maybe you change just like sleeves, and then once that goes away, you do a sleeve.
Why don't you just get arm sleeves that you put on your arm?
Oh yeah, those fake ones.
Like every single middle schooler kid wear.
Like I'm actually like contemplating for this summer to get myself a hand tattoo.
A hand tattoo.
A hand tattoo. Yeah.
No.
For a year.
A hand
The
tattoo.
yearly
one.
one.
Stay with your job?
Listen, what are they gonna say?
I mean, no. I'm gonna say if you apply to a new place.
Oh, new place? Yeah, of course. No. Well, I could cover it up with makeup.
I feel like any tattoo place would do it, but a lot of them will hesitate to doing it to you at first. Because exactly. Whenever I went to the tattoo place, I get it still a yearly thing. But whenever I went to the place to get my tattoo, they're like, "Oh, look, you can start with your hand, but it just doesn't match the body. Like it doesn't look right. Yeah, but it's like a tattoo here and it's plain everywhere else. Like I guarantee you, if you pay them, they'll do it because
No, but you'll go like you'll start with the hand and you'll do like some other stuff.
Why not start here and then like?
Because I don't have any ideas for here. I want to do like a.
What's out there then?
I want to do those.
You're gonna
like
fill in that like patch of your arm.
This. No, I want to do it right here.
Werewolf.
I want to do a circle.
Okay.
Like the Viking circles that you can see like Ukrainian soldiers have, like the patches. Now I want to do like one right here.
Can we do the circle that they did in SpongeBob where he drew it around himself and Patrick to keep out the sea bear or whatever?
So just a circle?
No, I'm not doing just. It's like if you just search a Viking tattoos, they're just mostly like circle ones.
Didn't you want to also get something like a Slavic god tattoo before?
Yeah.
It was like on your chest.
The Slavic god of fire. Yeah.
Slavic god of fire.
Yeah, and then I want to do on my fingers like here. I want to do so Vikings have like symbols that mean specific things. So it's like strength, health, and I want to put one on each finger.
Dude, don't start with your head, please.
Why not, dude? I wear sweaters a lot and long sleeves, so it's like you're not gonna see this.
What do you mean you wear sweater? Okay, how about you see this finger? How far does this finger like with the sweater go?
I know.
Sweater stops here.
Yeah,
fingers keep going.
I know, but like it's gonna look, it's gonna be like it's gonna be cool, no?
You should get like a eye outro tattoo.
Yeah, like that. But then I wanna also like cut my hair and everything. Right now I'm not cutting my hair until I reach my goal weight. Once I reach my goal weight.
Why is that?
I don't know, it's just a thing I set for myself. Okay. I'm not gonna cut my hair until I reach my goal weight.
Hair doesn't affect weight that much.
Huh?
Hair doesn't affect weight that much.
No, I know, but like I just want to like once I reach the weight and once I have the like physique I want to have, then I'll cut my hair.
It does help with UFC fighters though. Some UFC fighters, when they have to reach a specific weight limit and they're on it and they're not there, they will go back, they cut off all the hair on their body, and then they end
it's
up
like a couple pounds.
A couple, yeah, but like the fact
like
that
a pound,
like hair,
it's like a pound of hair.
Yeah, the fact that it weighs like that.
But why no tattoo, Tom?
I don't know. I've never felt the need for a tattoo. Maybe I'll change in the future, but as of right now, don't want a tattoo.
You never want to put anything like you don't want to like anything like
what, like Britney or something.
Free Britney.
Like if it's a yearly thing, honestly, I would put like stupid shit. Like I found this one design that I found where it's like a dog twisting his neck around to kill himself, and it just says "flip your frown upside down," and he just twists his neck. I wanted to put it like right here, so like when people come, I'm like, "Flip your frown upside down." So
I got bitten recently, so maybe I can get a tattoo of that.
Exactly, man.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
You could tattoo the bite mark.
Yeah, exactly. There's a remembered permanent scarred.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Why you fart, bro?
I'm sorry.
No, but I don't know. Tattoos are cool. I wouldn't get a long-term one because I just think it's cooler to just have yearly ones where you could just constantly keep changing it and changing it to make it look different.
So how does it become a yearly one?
It goes away. The ink goes away. But your body absorbs the ink.
Does it not? Like, okay, so what's the difference between like the regular like tattoo compared to like a temporary tattoo then with that link? Well, I mean with that ink.
The ink's just different. The ink has a degrading process.
Okay, so just different ink.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but it's still the same way. You have to like get a machine to do it. But just the ink degrades. It's able to be absorbed. If you're going
through that pain,
it's
actually not that bad. If I'm being honest, I've done it.
Depends where. Probably hand sucks. All these veins and shit.
Fingers right here for bones, corner here as well.
How does it actually work on your hand? Like you have so many veins, right? Like look.
Yeah.
Are they not gonna hit the vein?
I think the vein moves.
No way, then. Look.
You can move your vein.
I know, but wouldn't it like pierce into the vein? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't think so. I mean, people get entire body tattoos.
Yeah, but the body's very
and then they cover up okay, we have veins right here, we have veins right here.
I guess.
Veins everywhere.
Oh man,
that's gonna get cut through it.
Tattoos are just I want to experience it, but I don't know. I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm a person that can't lock down on one idea.
That's how I was in the beginning, but now again, I find tattoos like you have meaning to. They have less meaning over time because you're constantly being reminded of it every single time that you look at yourself.
So that's why you just got a bunch of symbols?
Yeah.
No meaning?
Well, at first I wanted a meaning, and a meaning plus it looked cool. Plus,
I wish you didn't get a girl's name on your.
Yeah. I only did that on my hair.
What if that means a girl's name and you just lying about it?
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah, she's from a different planet, guys. You wouldn't know her.
No, you just translated it.
Or what if it's actually an alien stamped him? It's a tramp stamp for aliens.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where the lower back is?
Yeah.
Nah, that's just where they inject themselves into.
It's like in the scary movie when like how they say hi to each other by like kicking them in the balls or something.
Huh?
Or like whatever they like pee out of their hand.
I don't remember that.
That was in one of the scary movies. Meet you.
Okay, let's continue.
What do you think of Aiden Ross? Oh no, sorry.
Aiden Ross.
Let's go into
that's old news.
Let's go into Sneako. Almost the same thing a little bit.
What about Sneako? Inform the viewers what happened to Sneako.
So what happened with Sneako? Sneako was what? He got mad over people insulting him over these past couple of months?
No, it's not that. Oh, there's a bunch of it. So pretty much.
Oh my god, Twitter.
He was supposed to fight someone. I forgot who he was.
Sneako
Yeah, he was supposed to fight someone, and he backed out. He was backing out of it, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying, he's giving like stupid reasons for why he doesn't want to fight. And then also he got into drama with what's his name? You know that guy you sent me?
Critical?
Yeah, he got into a beef with Critical because
the fight. He said himself that's like, I'm not stupid. Why would I like put myself in harm's way for no reason?
Harm his manhood. That's what he said.
Yeah. But it's like,
he knows he's not capable of fighting.
But then he does that to other people, where it's like, oh, you can fight me, and like brings out his guns and shit. Like,
but you gotta understand, he's like that typical New Yorker, you know? He's like
I don't think so.
No, he's like the typical New Yorker from like public school. He's like, yo, let's fight, bro.
Why do you put an accent on that?
But he's like, let's fight, you know. And then like when it actually comes to fight, he's like, no, I'm chilling, bro. It's like, you know, and like it's jokes, man. Like, and that's what he does. He goes around the internet saying, yo, let's go, bro, let's fight, bro, let's go. And like, and that's what he did to Critical. You saw, he's like, check out my what did he say?
Look at my clips. That was so stupid.
He's like, look at my clips. And then Critical pulls out his like his full gun and his AR. Yeah. And he's like, actually, they're magazines, they're not clips. And he's like, if you want to show off, like, and he just goes, come over. Was that real though, or is it a BB?
No, he lives in Florida.
It's a real one.
Yeah, they both live in Florida.
He has real ones.
Protect yourself at all times.
I'm surprised Critical. I thought Critical's more of like a antique gun. No,
I wouldn't say. No, I don't think he's ever been that.
No, I thought he would be someone that would be like antique gun.
Well, why do you say that?
Just based off like his like demeanor and like the way he.
What does that mean?
Oh, based off what I've seen off MoistCr1tikal, he seems like very more towards the liberal side. No.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's like, you know,
what's up with liberals, huh?
Tom's just like,
God damn it, Tom!
Is he playing games?
No,
he's playing a very important game.
What game?
The one that you go 21 and over.
He's like the guy from FTX.
Sam Bankman-Fried?
Yeah, who played
League of Legends. There it is, like conference or something.
Dude, the fact he did that, man. I was watching Joe Rogan's podcast, and I was watching him interview CoffeeZilla. Dude, I swear, Joe Rogan's podcast sometimes have like really good things.
Yes.
Like, honestly, like I strive to be like having people on like he does, and like, bro, he had CoffeeZilla on, and they were talking about
everyone to your house.
They were having once we get it like once we upgrade and shit. But like he invited CoffeeZilla, and they were talking about FTX, and they were talking about like the shit he did, bro. He's like I already knew like what he did when it came to like the financial side, like the shit he would do, but like the fact that he was in like not interviews but in conference calls with like the biggest banks, and he's playing League of Legends. And they hear him playing League of Legends. Even during his lawsuit, when he was getting sued, he was playing League of Legends. He just did not care. You know what I mean?
Who was playing League of Legends?
Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah, the FTX
guy.
The guy who scammed everybody because what he did was he took people's Bitcoins, he transferred it into his own currency, FTX currency, and then he leveraged their money to make more money. But then when Bitcoin crashed, he got. And then once
Binance, the one that started it, he's like, hey, I'm gonna start pulling out.
And Binance was like, you know what? I'm gonna mess with you. And Binance pulled their money out of FTX.
Like the COVID testing thing?
No, Binance. Binance, it's like a crypto. Also, really weird companies. Binance, I wouldn't trust it that well because it's based out of China. China, but like I wouldn't trust it that well.
But COVID testing because they have test kits by a company called Binance.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so they took money out of FTX, and the whole thing just collapsed because people started pulling money out
at the same time.
And they had no funds. Yeah. They had no funds, so they just filed bankruptcy, and they got sued and shit, and people lost millions, and now they don't even know what to do because it's Bitcoin. It's not regulated to that much. So now people are like lost millions of dollars. People like Tom Brady, but who cares about Tom Brady? But like, you know what I mean? But like people lost money, and like it's just a shitty situation. But the way that like the fact that it's possible to do that, you know what I mean? Like,
well, what, scam everyone like that?
To that extent, they had billions of dollars.
A lot of money.
Billions of dollars.
Yeah, but it's not that much.
Dude, like they like all they did was just say, hey, give us your money and we'll give you a good interest rate. And that's all they did, man. And like people fell for it, you know what I mean? And they're like, we're gonna go to the moon. Like, you know what I mean? But, like, I don't know. It's just like it's weird, bro.
I didn't keep up way too much when it was happening. I understood the gist of it, but I didn't like go like straight down to the details, like how CoffeeZilla was able to break it down.
CoffeeZilla apparently said he knew it beforehand. Even he's like I knew what was going on.
He's like an online detective.
You know what he used to do? He used to go on the Twitter. You know, Twitter has like the town hall meetings.
Twitter Spaces.
Yeah, he would go on the town hall meetings, and he would go into every time there was a Twitter town hall meeting with the FTX, Sam. He would always be like, he always went in as the last speaker. He'd be like, so why are you scamming all these people? And he would like Sam would just leave the conversation and wouldn't even say. And like he did that for apparently for like a good year, and like he would never speak to him. So I don't know.
You catch me in those Twitter spaces sometimes.
I do.
Yeah.
You join the Twitter spaces?
Yeah, I listen
to
yeah, I listen to some
I
of that
think I've
once in a
seen him
while.
like once in a while, but like
It's just the most random shit in there. It's usually like UFC related.
Oh.
Stuff like that.
oh, I usually see stuff about like moaning.
Oh yeah, but that's a different account you're looking at.
Moaning?
Mm-hmm. At night, when people are like asleep, you hear them random moan.
At night.
Yeah. It's a very niche market.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's something like the fart porn community.
The what?
The fart porn community.
Oh. Never heard of it.
Well, now you have, so congratulations.
I just really like Joe Rogan, man. His content.
I've been watching him for a while now.
Like
I think when I was younger, I was more I guess I didn't question enough. And now when I got older, it's like, oh yeah, I agree with some stuff. I disagree with other stuff. But like overall, my opinion of it hasn't really changed.
all the people going to this podcast are really radical.
No,
They're really radical.
You should join them.
It's extremely radical.
Imagine they invited us to this podcast.
No, I'm gonna say.
What are you doing?
What are we gonna talk about?
Well, we have our own experiences. You know?
With what? Oh, we gotta go to public school.
Oh my god. Hey, listen, I don't know. But like what I like is that he invites all people like from every single side and doesn't just listens to them. He doesn't really care. Like
Joe Rogan, is it gonna be Joe Rogan or Lex Friedman to have the first interview with an alien, like a full-on podcast?
who?
Joe Rogan or Lex Friedman?
Who's Lex Friedman?
Some other he was on the Joe Rogan podcast. He had like a full-on black and white suit, bald, not bald, like a bald cut, a little bit black hair. He has his own podcast.
Let's ring a bell.
He's smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see them too being like one of the first people to interview aliens.
Probably Joe Rogan. Bro, Joe Rogan speaking to aliens would be probably the funniest thing ever.
He speaks ape already, so
He does?
yeah. You don't see the edits?
No, I've never seen it.
Well, because they're not edits.
Never seen it.
They're not edits.
They're not it?
Mm-hmm.
They're real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full on like uncensored podcast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, but like I don't know. How long has he been at it though?
A while.
How many episodes is
2000. I want to say like at the beginning of YouTube, man. I want to like say somewhere around that, maybe 2009, something like that. I don't know.
I'd be trying to prove that I'm not crazy when I knew I wasn't crazy.
There's just so much, like hours of content.
Bro, his content's amazing though. The fact that it's that long. So I have an hour train ride, right? So I just turn his podcast on and it's an hour there, an hour back, and I still have an hour left if it's a 3-hour podcast.
Great.
Yeah.
Who are your favorite guests?
My favorite guest, Coffee's at the moment because that's the most recent one. There's this one guy who was talking
from Toneham
that I think I'm still watching the podcast. It was how he went from being a finance bro to with his brother like making multi-millions to becoming like out in the wilderness. Like he does like he brings people to go hunting. And then there's another guy who talked about what was it? What did he talk about?
Bro, where's your love for Joey Diaz?
Oh, he talked about UFOs and shit. He was talking about
Bob Lazar, right?
I don't know if it was Bob Lazar, but he was like this weird scientist dude or like ex-FBI agent. But I kind of think he was a little bit bullshitting. Some of the stuff he was saying was a little bit too wild for me. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's just too smart and I don't understand what he's saying. But he was like saying some wild shit. And also, a lot of the people he brings on have myself, of course, I'm biased when it comes to like Ukraine. But like a lot of people he brings on are like very anti-Ukraine. They're very like, we shouldn't be funding them. We shouldn't be doing this. We should just look for we should give Ukrainian land away just to stop the conflict.
Appeasement.
Yeah. Which is weird coming from people who are like very, what can you say? Like very, like you're very
Russia.
Like I don't know.
Anti-Russia.
Yeah.
Where's the love for Joey Diaz or like?
I like Joey Diaz. I watched one Andrew Schultz of his
iconic episodes.
Or
Alex Jones, that's another iconic.
Who's the guy that owns Barstool Sports.
Dave.
Pratnoy?
Yeah, he was recently on the podcast.
Yeah,
and he had some good shit to talk about. He was talking about
I love eating pizza, bro.
he was talking about
One bite, you know the rules.
he was talking about like
From Tony Hill.
he was talking about how culture's changing right now and how people try and cancel him and everything for the stuff he says, but like he just ignores it and doesn't let them cancel it.
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah,
That's what you gotta do.
but it works if you have money. If you don't have money and you work a typical job or you go to school, it's so easy to cancel you. You lose your school, you lose your job. What do you do now? You don't do shit. You know
So I guess you're not
Dennis
allowed.
could have learned that lesson the hard way.
I don't think it would have happened, but we just took the safe route.
You took the safe
You
route.
took the safe route after someone yelled at you.
Like, listen, you guys are associated, so like
That's okay. I don't mind.
If you post that, I don't care. I was perfectly yelling.
you're gonna
at
come out with your own YouTube video saying, "I do not associate."
Listen, I don't have the stance of where someone has an opposite opinion of me that I don't want to be in the same video as them. So, for me, it's I don't care.
I don't
You can say
my
whatever you
opinion was
want
there.
as long as I'm able to say my piece and I explain myself. Be okay.
I guess, yeah.
Try to have don't have any skeletons in your closet. Just try to be open, so people can't use anything against
What
you
was
online.
the metaphor you used? Empty skeleton in your closet?
No, don't have any skeletons in your closet.
What does that mean?
Don't have any skeletons in your closet.
Yeah,
Spooky, scary skeletons.
like, what does that have to do with like holding back?
Spooky, scary.
No, I was being more about like honest about like your thoughts and what you
so
use
don't have
online.
any skeletons in your closet.
I think if you have more
You got a bone to pick.
Boner.
being in the public eye, people will try to find anything to use against you. Anything like you find use secretive or whatnot.
Well, yeah.
So if you have no secrets, you have nothing to hide. You have nothing to use against you.
You don't think mistake one is like getting a bunch of clips of us just to use against us?
Listen, I don't know. You can use whatever you want. I'm being honest. I'm being all
He
genuine
did watch
here.
my stream when.
He did?
Remember? You weren't there. But I still found it funny that remember how he was like saying that he watched my stream after the whole event.
Oh,
That was funny
I
to me.
remember that. I remember that shit.
But
You just talked about it.
Be honest online. You don't have to be, but if you are, I think people have a good bullshit detector as well.
Yeah,
So they can kind of detect bullshit.
that's what I'm saying. We can't just throw shit at the wall, and we gotta like talk about
That's
shit. we
different. That's just talking about whatever we want.
Yeah,
until,
but we also have to have
out.
we have to have some want to talk about it, like some kind of like we want to talk about.
I feel like we find one whenever we start talking about stuff.
Depends.
We always like go into and
This
if
guy's
we
playing
don't,
video games right now.
No, I'm not.
he's in his own world.
I mean, I'm conversating. I'm pretty good. This is like
He's like
people with the fidget spinners.
It's like Discord. For
yeah,
you?
no, he's like Destiny. He needs to play something and he debates with people.
Yeah, that's what Destiny does.
Uh-huh.
Or you mean Sam Friedman?
Destiny.
Destiny
the
does
blue-haired
that?
guy
He does that?
recently. Huh?
He does that,
Yeah, he was playing Factorial for like ages.
and he just talks.
He just talks, debates with people. And you know it's serious whenever he pauses the entire game to like start talking,
Start,
or
like debating.
starts taking down notes or something. I gotta start doing that in our debates between each other.
No, but yeah, I don't know. I just look up to like podcasts like Joe Rogan. I can't wait for us to like hit a point where we could like actually move out of this room and like start actually inviting people over.
Yeah, and then I can finally be Jamie.
I still want to bring Miss Teen Crypto into
I do
this.
too. Yeah,
Dude, I think that'll be a great conversation.
that would be a very fun episode.
I think it'll be a long episode too.
I hope it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
Unless all she talks about is Bitcoin, but I don't want to just talk about Bitcoin. I want to talk about like
we nicely talk over her.
Oh my god, you could do a collab with your financial channel with her.
Nah, my financial channel is better, bro.
It doesn't need that association.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know what? You don't know why? Like you can't like debate with anyone, and why you're like a brick wall.
Wait, I'm not a brick wall.
You're a literal brick wall.
How am I a brick wall?
What was
That last week,
like?
you were completely brick
I
wall.
wasn't a brick wall. I had my point of view. I agreed on some of the things.
Yeah,
you
you had your
said,
point
but
of view and you didn't listen to anything I
Okay,
said.
you're not a brick wall. You're a brick wall with like one loose brick inside of it, and then eventually something gets through.
Someone still holding to their opinion makes them a brick wall.
No, it's not holding to their opinion. It's be able to see the other
Okay, I see the other side.
You don't see
But
the
I just
other
still
side.
think my own opinion.
this is a very good point of. This is a very good example right here. The last time we were talking on messages, how long did it take us to talk about memories between real life and online? Oh, do you want to hear about this? Me and him were having a discussion about like what type of memories. What was it, memories over like real life and
games? Like, you because you talked when we were in the group chat, you said who watched the latest Last of Us episode, and Tom, you said you don't want to watch it, and I said I don't have time for it, nor do I think it's useful. And then
useful,
and then
that's
And then in a private conversation we went into it, and we were like, I was like, and I asked you, I was like, why do you watch games and like watch these shows all the time? Like, don't you want to like go out and do something IRL? And like actually create real memories instead of having pre-made memories being just your whole life.
Pre-made.
It is.
And that's where we start right there. Let's start with the first part about doing that for like your memories. You think that I only do that?
I don't think you only do. I never said you think. I said the hours you spend watching shows and playing games could be spent on something else.
But I enjoyed those hours and times spent. I
understand you enjoyed, but it's still wasted hours.
Advil or something? I need something.
Why?
If we're talking about something stupid like
why
that,
is it stupid?
I just know it's stupid because if we try to say something in combat of that, you will be like, no, that's so wrong. Why would you even think that?
What? Well, here, what's your take?
That's such a stupid opinion.
Why?
Because it's like,
okay. This is how it started. Even when it ended, I told him that the only thing I'm saying is I'm promoting him to get out of the house and go do something besides play video games and watch shows, because I want him to go like do shit and experience shit IRL, not just like, you know.
And I do that.
Yeah,
this is not the only.
I know he's outside all the time.
Yeah, with what, a dog and like shit like that.
He's going riding around and shit.
You go riding, Kacper?
Yeah.
Not right now. My fucking brake broke again.
Like he would just like sometimes he would just like there was one point where he was just like, "Are you home right now?" And then he would just show up, just randomly sometimes. So.
No, but I'm saying like other things besides that.
But what is he gonna do? Like, in my opinion, if you're just
work on something, learn something. You know what I mean, like.
Yeah, but that like so he has to go outside to do that?
No, I'm not saying outside. I'm just saying like that's one of the things. Like there's many things you could do besides spending time on games and shows.
But that wasn't the entire discussion. The discussion was, can these games bring worthy like memories and experiences to me? And because that's where we disagree. Well, what is okay?
So what's the point of us going to the movies?
Oh wait, I haven't been to the movies that much.
But like, say for instance, when we do go, like those are pre-made.
No, it's entertainment. Yeah. I'm not saying you can't enjoy entertainment. I'm saying you should be able to limit it, especially like getting older. The older you get, you want to like do other shit than just watch movies, watch shows, watch games.
The discussion here is it valuable?
No.
Or is it valued? Not as much. Okay, let's not say as much as real life. Actually, no, it could be valued as much in real life depending on the person when they're experiencing it. Like I was saying with Dennis, like if I'm playing with someone, like my little brother, or I'm watching this show with my mom and everything, that creates a connection with that show because it associates me with whoever I was watching it, and whatever I was doing during that time.
My case was when you're by yourself. I'm not saying when you're experiencing with like someone else. Like yes, you go watch a movie with someone, you go watch a show with somebody, you talk about something, you do something, whatever, blah blah blah. It's like a bonding thing. I mean, maybe you decide to like have like a night where you guys just watch a movie, right? That's different. Like you're bonding with your family. But I'm saying more of like you by yourself are sitting at your computer for hours on end. What's the point?
Well, if you're wasting your time doing nothing on computer, it's different than like you're watching and playing something. Is art worthless? Does art give no influence? Do paintings like Mona Lisa?
Different.
Art. Well, how is art different?
I would consider video games art.
I would consider that art. I would consider movies.
How is video games art? You're literally playing. Would you consider movie art?
Okay, but my case. Okay, this is my case. My case is being that it's pre-made content, to where like the conversation I was having with him is like, okay, say you like meet someone, you want to talk with them. What are you gonna talk to them about? The game you played?
Yeah, if you're interested, you can talk about. This is where I'm up in the story. I love this scene where I'm able to see all of these massive like landscapes and everywhere. Oh, the story of this one quest was very fascinating. Had a good like insight to something.
Yeah, like, and also if you're talking to someone, wouldn't you want to share your interests? You don't What?
No, I understand.
Just
But
because your video game's an entrance, it doesn't have that much value to it.
I'm just saying it's not like when you have a pre-made thing that millions of people play and watch, it doesn't make you different from anybody else who does the same thing.
But that's not the point. The point is that the memories that you form in your own mind from the things that the other person or group of people created.
I feel like Dennis is just woke, but also anti-woke at the same time.
How am I woke and anti-woke?
I mean, last week was very anti-woke. Actually, it was very both. But this is just like, yo, bro, video games so bad. Go outside.
I'm not saying video games are bad. You could sit and enjoy a game like here and then, but I'm saying every day just playing, or like every couple like days a week just playing games doesn't bring value. And if you're arguing if you're arguing the case of memories, it also doesn't bring memories because everybody in the world who plays that game has the same memory.
Do you understand how in the beginning of discussion I said you're a brick wall when we come to discussing, and then you went like full circle about like how this is pre-made again and everyone comes up with the same memories?
Yes, because we're explaining the discussion we had to Tom. This is the discussion we had to Tom. We're explaining it.
No, but we just mentioned it like a couple minutes ago.
I know, but I'm just saying like. That's the one thing. Like with movies, sure, if you're experiencing with someone else, you're creating a bond or in a moment with those people during that movie. Yes, okay, whatever. But if you're sitting there watching a show by yourself for like 3 hours binge watching, bro, those 3 hours are just wasted. Like,
no, I mean, let's say you have nothing else to do for the night and you watch a show for 3 hours, and because you enjoy that show.
So you find something else. Why can't you find something else to do?
What is wrong with watching a show for 3 hours?
It's not productive.
Okay, so
there's so much shit that's not productive, bro.
That's the bad thing. I'm not saying that's
leisure is good.
No, it's not.
Romans had a lot of leisure during their time to sit and think.
You have to find the best way to make money.
So it's not about money.
Yeah, no, but that's the whole thing. You're like, oh my, like you can't just enjoy something. It has to be meaning. You can't enjoy something. That's what you're trying to say.
No, you could. I'm not saying like you can enjoy something. Like, look, there's weeks where I'll hop on and play a game with you guys, right? Like, there's moments where I'll be like, okay, I'll hop on. But besides that, I'm not on a lot, right? I'm not on a lot.
It's because I'm not on.
That's not why, but no, it's like there's moments where I'll be like, okay, maybe I want to play a game, or maybe I want to watch a movie, maybe I want to watch a show or something, right? There's moments like that. But besides that, like I think it should be a limited thing. Leisure is good. Leisure and having happiness is good, but like it should be limited.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a constant thing you're provided. Same thing with TikTok. It's a constant thing that's being fueled into you. And then that goes down to movies, which is also a constant. It's always constant, like dopamine. It's just like, oh, good. You know what I mean?
Anything too much is not a good thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I'm able still to watch the show like once a week or something and still be able to find like memories from it. We're not talking about how long you're doing this task.
What memories?
We're just talking. Dude, memories about the people you're around, how it influenced you, how it made you maybe create your own art. Like, oh, I saw the scene from The Mandalorian, him shooting some alien in the dick. Maybe I'll start some like, I don't know, some hentai, but I don't know, whatever. It just influences you to make something better.
Did any of your games and movies you watch influence you to do anything?
I'm not that creative.
But like, you're saying it influences you.
It influences me in like maybe discussion, maybe how I interpret different things. Maybe this is like the best game that I was able to do like these type of graphics to create these beautiful scenes.
Because it's like
Stuff like that.
Sure, like some movies and stuff, they have a like sort of purpose. They have an underlying meaning, which does influence, as he says.
That I understand. Yeah.
Yes, that is also like. I just don't. This is another reason why, like, another thing that's like, why do you care so much?
With what?
Because this is the list. Like last time, I was saying, okay, so if you talk to these people, like, and they don't care about your opinion, what result is happening about you talking about this? Because there's no point of you being like, oh my god, you little gamer, what's wrong with you?
No, I'm not saying that.
That's what basically you're saying.
There's that percent chance that it actually might like get to them. You know what I mean? It's a percent chance that maybe 1-2 people might actually like listen or hear it. Be like, okay, maybe I want to change. You know what I mean?
I don't think that would ever come as a result of us.
Okay, so like you know.
Do you think that will come more as? Do you think that will more often happen if the people who are discussing about it are more open-minded?
Maybe I don't know. I don't know how it works. Like
I think that would.
I don't know.
If like one person is stuck on their points very hard and they're not willing to look at the other side, then that one maybe won't influence the person, or it might actually influence them in the other direction, like being more like stuck to their base.
I don't know.
But again,
Yeah, but say for instance, me, I play video games a lot.
Okay.
What should I do?
Find something like a hobby. Find like
it is a hobby.
Experience new things.
It's a hobby.
I understand it's a hobby, but
like, okay, what am I gonna
You're being
do?
productive in the game. Yeah, you're producing like you're leveling up, whatever. Blah blah blah.
What am I gonna do outside or like anything?
No, but you can find things. That's the thing. People don't find new things to do nowadays.
Yeah,
You should not be a bum and not do nothing. Everyone should be doing something. I agree, but I think our discussion here is just we're not bringing up how long you're doing this for. What are you doing outside of it? We're talking about it just in a vacuum itself, with memories coming from games. It. Yes, we're generalizing it. Yes, memories coming from games compared to memories coming from real life. And if the memories coming from like
it's not only memory,
digital something
things learned.
It's not that
things like things learned. Time used. Like what benefits and cons does it have? You got to look at everything, right?
No, we're looking at strictly. Is this our games, anything digital that was pre-made or whatever has value as like to a person? Like can create like memories or something. But that's what we're talking about.
How's that memory valuable? No. How's that memory valuable if everybody had it? That's
because you're making your own memory. We don't have the same brains, do we? We think of things differently. We think of things differently. We both play what's it called? A single player game. We go through the same story. We had the same shit.
Okay, but there's a difference between what goes on in here and what goes on in there. That's what the thing that
yes, but it's the same game, same characters, same everything.
Okay,
how about interpreting it differently?
How about if let's say we compare someone who has like no knowledge of games whatsoever, they're just playing a game and they're just going through the objective, compared to someone who has some knowledge of a game, like the way to make games. They understand how all the work and the dedication it takes to make all of this happen, to like design this entire scene or whatnot, like the drawings that they're all doing. Then like those two people will find like a different value to it.
Straight in one year, going straight.
It really is.
I'm
like those two people would find different value from like something online, like, from that game. But one person just knows more about it, so is they able to what's the word?
Okay, now how do you use that value?
You use that value by getting influenced by the thing that other people's made to either create something of your own or just have a good just a good memory about it. Remember where you were, what it did to you.
But what did it do to you?
I don't know. Dude,
some type of emotion. It doesn't have to be just like value. That's what you're trying to get. You need some type of value out of everything you do. How are you going to enjoy life if you try to find
I am enjoying life. But I enjoy life by learning new things, trying new things, doing new things. You know what I mean? Like, look, you give a kid a $2,000 computer, or you give a kid $2,000 e-bike. What is he going to have more experience with? He's going to be with the computer. He sits home. He sits in his room.
Depends what he does with the computer. Depends what he does with the computer.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying no.
Computer is like an unlimited resource.
I know it is, but I'm just saying you sit at the computer and what? Like, let's say generally he uses for video games, right?
The thing is, it depends on the kid.
I know, but I'm saying we're setting up a situation, right? You give a kid $2,000 computer, he goes plays video games. You give a $2,000 computer kid, he goes rides around his bike, right? When you're riding on your bike, you first of all you're not only learning how to you have to take care of the bike, you have to learn how to fix the bike, work with the bike. That's one thing. Two, you're riding around these areas, you're meeting new people, you're speaking to new people. Maybe you join a community. You know what I mean? Like this, but like.
Can I tell you I could literally use those same exact points for the computer. You learn how to take care of the computer, so you don't keep spending money on the computer. And then you could go around all these communities and meet all these new people. You know what? On the computer. It doesn't have to be face to face. It doesn't matter about that anymore.
Yes, but isn't that better face to face?
Okay, let's say
face-to-face communication is better. No,
let's say
it depends on the person.
Let's say, based off the way you're saying it, that the writing experience is better than the one that you're experiencing on the computer.
Yeah.
The one on the computer is still an experience though at the end, right? You're still having some type of experience / memory from it that you can benefit from.
Yeah,
or is there just no benefit whatsoever? It's a complete waste of time when you're doing it. You should be 100% times be doing the bike instead of the computer because the computer doesn't create anything to you that can stick with you.
But also, say for instance, you ride down somewhere in Manhattan. Isn't that already pre-made? Someone else has experienced that same exact thing because they could have just walked down, ridden down. Doesn't have to be the bike. Doesn't have to be walking. Doesn't have to be a car. They have seen the same exact buildings you have, so they have the same exact memories you have.
But maybe I could have seen like a different bump than they did.
Yes, but when you're outside, you have different like things change. In a video game, everything's the same.
No, not all video games.
Not if you play Minecraft.
Yeah, it's literally
randomly generated. It's real life is randomly generated sometimes.
Not all video games are exactly 1-to-1. Everyone has somewhat of a different experience no matter what. They can play it on either a different difficulty, they play it at a different speed, they play it like it's different. It's a different experience for everyone. It's not just cut and paste, everyone has the same experience. So it's like, it's literally, you're comparing apples to apples here.
But let's go back to the bike and the computer comparison.
Okay.
The bike, I can agree with you that I would have more memories with riding my bike than I would have being on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say that you can still find value in memories online on a computer? Maybe it's not as good as a memory you would have riding that e-bike person. Let's say.
I'm not saying you can't learn anything.
So there is memories and things that you can learn from games and shows, right?
Okay, I'm talking about games specifically. A computer, yes, you can use a computer for many things. I'm not saying computers are bad.
Games and shows.
We're talking about games and shows.
Leisure
computers
hobbies.
is different. Computers, you can do so much things.
Okay,
I sit on my computer and I watch videos. I try new things. I do shit. That's different.
Please, can we just stick on this? I really just need to know the answer to this. The bike you can create a memory with the bikes, right? It's the computer with the games. Can you make a memory with that? Or is it just
that memory is not as great as having a physical memory.
But
it's still a memory that you can still make.
Yeah,
for
no
yourself.
shit. I'm not saying.
Jesus Christ! How long did it take us to get here?
I never said you can't create memories.
You said there was no good memories to get from video games.
Yes, it's not as valuable as something in real life.
But that's just your opinion. Someone else.
Yes, it is my opinion.
Okay, it's not. The beginning was there was no value you could get from like video games and like
physical value.
Shows. No, we never. Okay,
a memory is a memory. This is memory right now.
When we talked about it online,
we're creating memories.
We were including physical and mental memories.
I want to forget the memory.
Yeah.
We're constantly creating memory. You gotta understand that. Memories are created every single second of your life, right?
Dude, we had
everything creates memories.
Yeah, but you don't remember all the memories.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but everything creates memories, right? Everything creates memory. But when you're playing the video games, that memory is not as significant as a memory you would have when you're out in real life, right? Like there's memories out in real life that you're experiencing different. Like a video game, you're like, what? I sat on my computer, I played this game. While like when you're out in real life, you're like, oh, I went to this place, I did this, I met this person.
No one's arguing that point anymore. No. At the point that at least me and you are arguing.
Can we stay on that point for a second?
Fine, go ahead.
You go in a video game, you explore all these different worlds, whatever. Same, you're literally just using the point that you could use for the video game, just being bike good. That's really all you're doing.
Yes, but like, okay, it's a game you're on a computer. Like how can you find like this little map that's created by you by some person to be like this significant thing?
You know what this is? This is a big map that's created by someone else.
Okay, it's not created by someone else. It's created by like different people, different groups. You could look at different architecture and different things. Right?
Not one person makes a video game.
I know one person doesn't make a video game.
I'm literally just giving you your points back in return that it works for video games as well. All you're saying is basically, okay, it's just a little bit better, but it's literally the exact same thing.
Actually, I would argue with that, saying that in real life you have more free will to be able to do what you want compared to a game, because game has a specific set. You can have a specific set amount of paths that you can go down.
Sorry, I was thinking.
But
I don't know if you want to believe this. I was going to say you don't really have free will, especially if you're in religion.
Yeah.
No, but like, I just think games have no significant value, as in like, yes, you get memories. Yes, there's emotions, but like, is it something that's like, wow, I really did something with my life? Oh.
Okay, so let's talk about what's significant could be for you then.
What's significant for me? Learning a new thing, using that new thing you learn to do something, to better something, to better yourself physically, better yourself
mentally,
education, like education-wise, mentally, yeah. No, there could be mental things with games. Like you're bettering with games, you could better your hand-eye coordination. Sure, you could better your the way you think and the way, because it's been documented that kids who play games are better with hand-eye coordination, they're better for being quick to think because there's games, especially in competitive games. Yeah, sure, you could have that.
So there are benefits.
I'm not saying there's not. There are, yes. And I've always been like, even when I speak to older people, they go, "Oh, you play video games?" I'm like, yeah, there's some benefits to it, right? But is it as good as being physically active? No. Is it good as going out and doing something with your hands and learning how to work and doing? No, it's not better than that.
So what about the fitness games, the simulator games that teach you something, help you like get with like fitness and stuff?
I completely forgot about simulator games.
Yeah, simulator games. Like, say for instance, like you never learned how to build a PC. You have PC build simulator that literally helps you learn.
Okay.
That's a video game.
Okay.
So like, where does that fall? Does that not fall in your little category of video
No, it's a
game?
simulator. I'm not saying that's a bad simulator. Yeah, simulators are good.
So,
Military uses simulators. The police uses simulators. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying games that have a structured base, where it's just game. You sit, you play, you repeat. That's it.
okay, so
I'm
you
talking
could
about that.
sit on bike, go ride the same block again, and repeat. You could literally do that. Like the guy that gets pissed off at the bike, like the people in the
Zero
bike lane.
Enigma.
He does the same exact bike lane all the time. He
On
does this-
video.
Yes, on video.
But he
Okay.
could go explore other places.
Yeah, he could, but does he?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. So like, it's literally just basically the only difference is one is on a screen, and one is just you don't need the screen. That's really all you're trying to compare here.
No, wait. Okay. You're telling me, okay, physical health. Can you get physical health in the game?
If you get a fitness game,
Okay,
yes.
that's different. That's
Okay, so that's not a video game.
different.
and it's not even as good as you tried fitness game. Did it work?
It helped me feel like actually when I was doing
I've done fitness game. I've done VR boxing. It's not the same as actual boxing. It's not the same as actual boxing.
I've
It's
done.
not-
Do you guys remember the Wii little fitness pad?
yeah, but
they came out with?
that's when technology was shit though.
No, but Oculus, look, VR. I did the boxing game that they have. It's not really like something that's like, I'm not like, okay, I'm doing cardio, but like, what about weightlifting? What about bettering your muscles, like, building your body?
I haven't
but
used it in a while, but what about the Switch game that literally you use tension to push down?
But that's okay.
And then it like helps you like just basically put you through these exercises that would have been boring by just having someone tell you to do these exercises, but it just adds something else, as in either you have a little tension thing that helps you somehow, but it's just like, sure, whatever. You could, if say for instance you really care that much, go to the gym, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't get what's like the whole thing here.
I'm glad that at the end of this we were able to agree that online content like games or TV shows and movies have some type of value. So I'm glad that we got there eventually.
Right. Yes, they have minimal value, but it's not like
The entire point was about if it has value or not in the beginning, and you said it had no value.
to me. No, yeah, to me it has no value. But to someone it might have value, but I might see that as a minimal like case, you know, like
Okay, so to you, there's no value, but you can see that it can provide value to other people.
to a minimal extent, yeah,
But it can provide value.
to a minimal extent.
Okay, so thank you for agreeing with us at the end of it that it does provide value.
I never disagreed. I said, in my opinion, to me, it brings no value.
You just said it has minimal value.
To
and
me,
now,
it brings no value. To me,
you, okay.
yeah.
To others, it has maybe minimal value. In my eyes, it's minimal. It's not something that I'm like, wow, you played game?
Wow, you went on a bike ride.
Yes, but like, okay.
Yes, exactly. My point there. Yes.
What?
Okay.
Yes, but you go on a bike ride, and
Okay.
it's like you speak to people. You like
You don't have to exactly.
You have physical
Okay,
interactions.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So
Like
basically,
even when I went
can I
riding,
give you your example for your video games?
Okay, what?
You sit there, you just play video game. That's it. Okay. So you could sit on bike, ride bike, and that's it. But if you feel like it, you can talk to people on either end. Doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, you're just hearing someone's voice and looking at someone. That's really all it is. You get down their information if you really care about them that much. But at the same time, you could literally just say, okay, I sit on the bike and ride it, and that's it. You can say that as you were trying to say for video games. You sit down, play video games, that's it. You can do that both ways.
Yes, but
I don't
it's
know.
physical.
Okay.
Why is it then when people were in COVID and they were talking through online, but when they went into person, everybody was like socially anxious. They couldn't speak to anybody. Why? Because it's different when you communicate through online. It's way different. Because there's nothing, you can't get hurt for being a bitch. Why do you think a fucking dickhead when it comes to speaking online? Whatever, mistake one. Why do you think he's such a dickhead? Remember when we first started talking in high school? He was such a bitch to me because he couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything to him online. So he's a big boss. He talks like he owns the place. So he could kick anybody he wants because he has all the power, right? Now, he doesn't do that in person. You know why? Because he's going to get clocked. If you say something in person, you're going to get clocked. You have different communication skills when you're in person.
So when you say something bad in person, you're supposed to get clocked?
I'm not. Oh my! Why are you sticking to this one? I'm speaking like you see. You're sticking to one thing I say when I'm speaking about
really
broad.
bad, yeah.
I'm speaking to broad ideas, Tom. Broad ideas.
Yes, but you were just saying when you're
I'm
trying
saying
to
that
broad ideas,
online communication is not as good as, and this can be seen through COVID.
Yeah,
you can see it through COVID that people gained social anxiety. People didn't want to come out of their houses. People were afraid to go back to school because you have to speak. Even when I went back to school, people did not speak to each other until the next year when people got back to normal, where they were able to communicate with each other. Because now they're like, oh wow, we have to speak again in person, and like I actually have to look like present myself and speak a certain way, and not just see a picture of you on my computer where I could just be like, ha, you, and then I don't have to talk to you ever again because I just block you or mute you. I mean, here you're if you're in school, you're in the same class with the same person. You have to develop your communication skills. You have to develop your personal skills. You have to develop yourself as a person. Because when you're online, yeah, you can say the you want. You can say, yeah, I'm a jack 6'4" dude. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know what you are, who you are. Same thing as Corpse. Corpse, all people know him as a voice, but as soon as people find out who he is as a person, how he looks, nobody is gonna give a shit. Same thing happened to Dream. Dream was like this loved character, and as soon as he released his face, and nobody liked him because people still like him, but like people found him funny due to his like personal, physical face and the way he puts himself.
I think with Dream, he got caught in a couple cases. I think that's why people.
Sure.
Yeah, I think there was a bunch of.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, people just made fun of how he looks and people made fun of how he comes off, you know what I mean? There's a difference between online social interactions and in-person social interactions.
Yes, there is. Yes. But the examples that you were giving before do not correspond with the examples that you're giving now.
What? What example?
Because you were just basically breaking down each thing, but then for your side, you were like, okay, you could do this, this, and this. But then for the other side, you were like, okay, you can only play video game, nothing else.
No,
but that's exactly
because we're focusing on video games compared to IRL events and IRL things you do, right? Mm-hmm. Right? We're not talking about. I never said computers are bad. Computers are great. They're an amazing thing to have. A phone's a great thing to have. You can do so much with a phone. Mm-hmm. You can learn so much. You can build so much with it. You're studying what's it called? Computers, right? You're able to do things. You're able to learn things. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Yes,
that's good.
So basically, the thing is with comparing those two different situations. You were taking one part of each aspect and basically video game of part of computers and then bike riding a part of IRL.
Yeah.
Those are just one aspects of those. Like,
well, I'm talking about just computers. I mean, just games.
In comparison to
everything else.
Everything else?
No, I'm just saying everything else you could be doing instead of games.
Okay, you could do anything else in comparison to, say, for instance, you're just saying you could do anything else. Yes, obviously you could do anything else.
Then why play the games?
Okay, but then why ride a bike?
Because because it brings value. You're able to.
It brings the games could bring value to the person.
The games could bring value to
We're back full circle, bro.
Like if you actually like the shit and everything, it could bring you value because.
Okay, but what does it do?
Okay.
Like what? Like explain, Tom.
You get a
tell me your social interactions in life from you play video games and you go out. What do you tell people?
How about the people who like go? Let's say let's go back like 200 years. Games, e-bikes, computers were not a thing. What did people do to like get influenced?
Getting influenced. They went out and did shit.
Religion, maybe do drugs. But a lot of people could have either just sat down, looked up in the stars, and just dreamt. And people just thought, and like people didn't just lay down, look at the stars, and just imagine, like just think about what they can do. Or how about again? Or if they go to like an art museum and they see a bunch of art. I guarantee you, there's been so many people in history that seen like a piece of art or have seen like something that just completely changed their entire ideology and they went down a completely different path because of this one specific art thing that they saw.
There's examples
that someone else made that was pre-made that everyone else could differently consume.
But there's examples for that. Now tell me an example of someone who played a game and made something.
Stop. My point is about online or like. Okay, your thing was pre-made stuff, like pre-made games, pre-made shows.
Tell me someone who played a game and did something.
Old content creators.
I can think a lot of people who played like old games and say like during the 1990s they played like old Doom and they got influenced to create like the next game that they wanted to make based off that one game that they played because they enjoyed it so much and during that time they associated so many memories with it.
But besides the game.
Okay, but
that's what they did. Because of that game, they were able to do this.
Okay, but you go to a museum, you see something, you do something else besides create art.
You can create art as well after going to a museum.
But people do other things besides that.
Yes, and then but there was also famous art.
Go outside, they look at architecture, or they look at the landscape of Manhattan, and they do something besides that. They look at that.
Besides that, yeah.
But who played in the years we've had games? Who did something outside of games?
I can't bring one to the top of my mind right now. Can you like I don't know? I can.
Who did something related to bikes? Yeah. Who was like, oh my god, I ride a bike. Now I have to go do something very valuable to life.
Wait, people who ride bikes, what do? Now they go out and they create bike lanes. They go work on different things, right? It started.
The people who play the game,
and then they go from bike. There's literally a guy on YouTube who his name is literally what is Not Everything Bikes or some shit like that. He started off with just being a commuter. Then he went
not just bikes.
Not just bikes. He started as a commuter. Okay. Then he went off to creating his YouTube channel to document his commuting. Then from there, he started influencing people about showing statistics based off bike lanes and their allowances. And then he went to transportation. So you see, like that one bike went to many things. Now tell me someone who one game went to different things.
Probably like any game that like say for instance they really bad, like say for instance like EA or something. They had to have some type of laws put in. So people wouldn't get like that. Say for instance,
I'm confused where you're going with
I don't know.
What was created from playing a game?
But the thing is, you're talking to me like I had research to do this.
I didn't have research either.
You really just mentioned some dude. How the fuck?
Some dude I watch.
Okay. I don't go out.
You watch video game people.
This isn't like research.
I didn't pre-research for this topic.
But I said people like say for instance the content creators. They like say for instance like people like Nikki Jakey.
Mm-hmm.
They make their own thing based from say for instance, like their own opinions, their own videos and everything, just talking about like everything in relation to video games. Not like and how that like is like either like art or like what should be done about video games, blah blah blah. That's someone who does something. And there's countless other people who try to make changes, say for instance in the video game world or whatever. Like if someone were to do like something about bike lanes and they're already somewhat in bikes or whatever, that's their own little community.
But they moved away from bikes into infrastructure, as in like trains and buses and everything, and vehicles. Like he literally came to New York and spoke about how the
Can
vehicle.
You name someone else?
Someone else? Yeah, there's another person who is based out of I don't know the exact place in West Canada, which I actually watched his video like last night, and he came to New York as well. And he met up with another person who's an advocate for bike lanes and advocate for infrastructure. And he came here and he biked around. But he started off just a regular mountain biker up in West Canada.
How about, since coding is a very big part of making games, making scripts, how about the people who made these games with these codes and scripts that they learned, they went on to make, like, I don't know, maybe make some type of AI program that benefits
that's different. That's different. So if there's someone like that, then yes.
But that means this game was able to teach this person this X skill, and with that X skill,
not teach them, give them
teach them. It taught them because they had trial and error, and they went the process of making a game.
We're talking about a game. The game gave him a push to go do it.
Okay, so you have these people beforehand that they got a push to do something in their bike community or like infrastructure or whatever. Is that everyone in that community? Is that everyone go like, okay, we're all gonna be these like activists for like bike lanes, and we're all gonna do everything, or we're gonna be the person that does it. Okay, that's a community, and they have those certain people. Same thing with video games. They have these certain people that talk about either something in relation to their category or something, and it's just basically the same thing again. That it's just we're comparing basically two different aspects that have very similar aspects in them. So it's like you're just comparing, just in comparison from one thing that you could do in life in comparison to another thing you could do in life. That's basically all you're talking about here. Just because you think that something doesn't have as much value, some people do have value in it because that's literally like what they love. That's their art form. That's how they consume art, in their opinion. I consider video games to be art in comparison to like in comparison to like movies or something, as a higher form because you experience it.
Okay.
And that, say for instance, like, it doesn't have to make you be like, okay, I'm gonna go do something. That's not the whole point of life. Whatever the point is of life, you don't have to go do something and be like, okay, just because I did that, that made me do something else. Who cares if someone does that? I don't know, like, why you care that much that video games are like such a, minimal value thing. Like, you're just being so ignorant right now.
How am I being ignorant? I just hope that it sparks someone to go out and do something, right?
And it could.
It could, and it probably has. I just don't look into those people, except for the people who make content based around video games, and they create either some type of art. Like, I feel like Nikki Jakey, the videos he create, they're very well thought. They're very put through, and it inspires him to create his own art, which is his videos.
Okay.
I think, and from there he also, he used the followers he got from video games, and now he does his own music and everything. He used video games to create a following, and then also to create another form of art in his own retrospect. So is that not value to you?
Do you still think that games can't provide other value besides just games? Or do you see now that games could provide something besides just games?
No, I always knew games could provide value in a sense of like VR, right? Like we were talking about simulations, right? When you're simulating, there's games that simulate like creating cities, creating foundations, like city skylines, and the new ones coming out, or the flight sims, where some people who play War Thunder are actually better fighter pilots than actual fighter pilots. But yeah, there's like simulation-based games and VR-based games do bring value. You could learn things off of it. You could get better at it. But all in total, when it comes down to it, when you go, so like let's take simulated drivers, right? People who do simulating driving, when they get in behind the actual wheel, there's still some things they have to learn because it's IRL, and there's still some fundamentals that are not in gaming, as in like actual physics, like being in the car, being moved with the car, like
I saw videos of them people like practicing on steering wheels and turning it, how much pressure you need on all of it.
So like yes, but all in total, it comes down to when you move your video game ideas and your video game things you learned in there into IRL, there's still many things you have to learn, transferring it over to that life, right? Like when you transfer your learnings from video games over to IRL, there's still a lot of things you could learn. When you could have just started off with that and learned it from there. You know what I mean?
But you could also say the same thing, like for like simulations. Say for instance, you're in that I don't know what the word is, but basically you're in just the simulation, and you're not really in the physical aspect. You can look around and figure out the nuanced things that maybe you wouldn't be able to realize if you were just constantly doing the real life version.
Like what?
So I don't know exactly off my head, but actually, I just don't really know what I could say off the top of my head. But like, say for instance, you're like in a flight sim or something, and you didn't realize that there's some shit behind you that you could have pushed and that would have helped you. And you don't have that stress of actually flying the plane that you would have known, like you would have known that you could have done that or something like that. So you could have learned something from that video game that could benefit you in your actual career or whatever, because you're not stressed from doing that thing that could cause you harm from messing up. You have infinite amount of time to look around, be able to study things. So it does bring you some type of value. I would say so. I wouldn't say it's minimum, but that's just because, I don't know, you're gay.
Like simulated games bring value, yeah.
Canceled.
I'll say that, yeah. Simulated games do bring value, yeah. You know?
So games bring value.
Simulated games.
Still a game.
Games that come off the aspect of IRL, right? Flight simulator comes from IRL flying, right? Driving simulators come from IRL driving, right? Stuff like that. When you bring in like VR, when it comes to like, there's VR games, I don't know if there are yet, like say they release like working with electrical work into VR. That's coming from IRL, right? But all in total, it goes back into IRL, right? You're not gonna be doing electrical work like in VR. It's not gonna really do anything in VR. You're not gonna benefit anybody in VR. You're just gonna benefit yourself, which is good, which is good. But then you have to use it in a real aspect, right? While when we talk about games, like yes, there could be people that play games, get inspired, move on, and do something. But right now, at the moment, from the amount of years we've had games, there's very minimal amount of people who've actually done anything based off games. There's a lot more people who play video games right now and just stay playing video games and don't move on to create anything with it, compared to people who go out and experience things and like this traffic
based off those games.
Yeah, but how many people say traffic and then do jack shit about it and then just repeatedly?
I'm just saying the percentage of people from that are greater than the percentage of people from the gaming. Statistically, that is better than gaming.
Statistics?
Huh?
What statistics? How do you know that? How many people are in video games and like playing video games, and then what percentage of those people are quote unquote doing something? And then you take people. How many people are in real life? 7 billion. How many people? What's the percentage of those people in comparison to the percentage of the people who don't do anything or whatever? I feel like sure it might be a little bit big. It might be bigger, but I don't think it's that big of a difference because you're comparing something that's huge in comparison to like something that's sort of extremely smaller to that like the entire total number of people. So
I could even make an argument now, thinking even with the shittiest games, like let's say Candy Crush Saga or whatever, like that game is just collecting little stupid fruits, but like maybe that game was like, oh, my mom used to play it during this time, and like I remember her from it. It's like, it's a shitty game. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't create like any activity in your mind. But it's like, oh, I associate this with that. I think it creates a good memory.
Yeah, it's a memory.
It creates a good value to me, and with that memory, I'm able to do something with it. That also depends on the person. If they're,
and then also, if say for instance, going back to like, if you just go play video games by yourself or whatever, what if you go riding by yourself? Like, does that have any benefit to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
you're learning a skill of every time you ride, you learn a skill of riding the bike, right? It's a physical skill. You're also being physically active, right? You're not sitting in a chair. You're being physically active. You're being.
So something has to be physically active for you to have more value to it.
No, but that's just a benefit, right?
Yeah. So we have also benefits as well to video games.
Okay, like what?
The values it brings to you. Say the types of emotions, like you literally just. I could literally.
Yes, but emotions are emotions.
Okay.
Right. You could have. I'm saying if you go based off like it's like okay.
You can't really.
Guys, I'm giving this 10 more minutes because we've been going on for a while, and then we're
me right now being on a diet, calculating what I should eat based off the protein, the calories, the sugar, right? So video games, yes, you might have a benefit, emotional, right, and memory. But then you look at riding the bike, like you keep bringing up,
because you brought it.
You have physical, emotional, what's it called, like social, being out. Right, and then social also in the games, but this outweighs this. Like riding a bike outweighs the benefits of riding a bike. Bring what the benefits of being on a computer, but they also outweigh it with other aspects, right?
But you don't always
just being out is healthier. You're like if we get based to like down to like the nit and grit of it, like the sun hitting you, it being outside is already being healthy. Being physically active is already being healthy, right? Like just it's different. Right?
Yeah. It is different, yes.
But there's more benefits of being out than being in.
Depends on what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Depends
games.
Yes.
Games.
Okay. I would say in general, there's more benefits outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you could just go outside and do jack shit, but you're still outside, then that's very good, Just because you're outside doesn't mean you're getting benefited. Like, I could go outside at night. Okay, what is that benefiting me? I get air.
You're being physically active.
I could just go sit on a bench.
But I'm not talking about that, right?
Okay, but that's what life is.
People who sit on a bench are also being useless.
Okay.
They have no use case. I'm not saying they're being outside is just the all in all benefit. I'm not saying that. I'm saying doing something. IRL doesn't even have to be outside. Just IRL, learning, doing, like providing something, like creating something, right?
So learning
doesn't have to be outside. It's just an example I gave.
So you could, but it's like you're comparing you're comparing this huge thing to just video games. Sure, you could do
because I'm showing how small video games are compared to all the greater things you could be doing.
Yeah, but
you're literally helping my case with look how much things you could do, and like, look what you're doing with your life.
But what if I enjoy this? What if I actually enjoy this?
Okay, enjoy it. So then I'm not targeting you with this, right? I'm targeting someone that maybe that maybe is on the edge of being like, hey, maybe I'm tired of video games. Maybe I want to go do something, right? And maybe they will listen to this and watch this, or maybe they listen to watch someone else, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna finally take the step to go out and do something and find something to do. Maybe I cannot change your opinion because you just love games that much. You're intrigued with it. You're just in the atmosphere already that I can't change your mind. But maybe someone else that watches this is going to be like, oh, wow, or listens to someone else who has the same opinion as I do and just crosses over that step to go into something that might benefit not only themselves and not only create emotional benefits for themselves, but create emotional benefits for other people and create other experiences for other things, right?
Yeah, that became a preacher right there.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not becoming a preacher.
I'm just want me to tickle your balls as well, if anything?
No, but like...
Just in my point of view, I just trying to, like, I would, lack for a better term, preach or whatever. I just find that pointless, in my opinion. But that's because you are social and I'm not.
I'm not social.
In comparison to me,
I made myself social. I made myself social. I forced myself to become social. Back in high school, dude, Kacper knows I did not talk to anybody in high school. I was so antisocial. I literally, freshman year of my freshman year of high school, I missed 2 weeks of school because I couldn't come into school because I would get anxiety attacks from speaking to people and I would throw up and I had to stay home for 2 weeks. I forced myself to be social by forcing myself to go out into events, forced myself to go out with people, right? And I forced myself to do so, right? Because I did spend most of my time sitting at home and just playing video games and not talking to anybody. If it was to talk to anybody, it would be with Kacper or the other kids we used to play with in middle school. And like we play on PlayStation and just talk to each other like that. And that I was cool with. I was like, okay, I don't have to actually see you. I don't have to speak with you. I don't have to be like, I don't have to look good. I don't have to like feel good. I just could speak to you whenever, and just that's it. I forced myself to go out. I forced myself to change, right? That's why now I'm a little bit easier when it comes to speaking to people. I can speak better a little bit to people because I forced myself to do so. Right?
You find less value in memories then?
No, memories are great. I think people should strive to get memories, right? Memories are a good thing because memories are the one thing that actually like you remember, right? Like I was about to say memories,
yeah,
but
they have a big influence on you. Right?
Like money comes and goes, memories stay forever.
Yeah, and they have a big influence on your life.
Exactly.
The way that you can act, the way that you can
exactly.
do.
That's why, like, even if we talk about like why people are messed up in life because they have bad memories, right? They have bad experiences.
And those memories can come from anywhere.
Exactly. The experiences are always good to have. I always tell people go experience new things. Literally tell Peter all the time, like, go experience new shit, do new shit. You know what I mean? Like I tell you too. Like we're at the end of the conversation, I told you I just want you to use your capabilities of being so social to go do new shit and experience new shit.
Well, again, I took it as you think that I only do that.
No, I don't think you only do that. I'm saying
you
could do way more
at that point.
I just think you could do way more. Same thing with Tom. You have things about you that you could just grow and get better at and just use, right? Everybody has their own personalities that they could just grow and expand on. Like Kacper's really good at being social. You could agree, right? He's very social. He can speak to anybody. He could do so much with that. And I texted you.
I'm just waiting until I get a job. And
you can do so much with that. You know what I mean? And you have your shit, right? You have your own way of comedy. You have your own way that you speak and the way you talk with people, and you understand people a little bit better than I do, better than Peter does, Kacper does, right?
That's how replaceable I am.
No. What do you mean?
Dude, you called me Peter.
No, because
I thought you were saying both of you. Huh? I thought you were saying both of you.
But
you pointed like Peter.
Yeah, I just messed up. But like, what's it called? No, it's because I was talking about Peter previously.
I wouldn't say in how I see people.
Well, you're very open. You understand people better than I do.
I wouldn't.
You can't say what.
I would not. I barely understand human emotions. Like I'm just being straight up.
Okay, so we'll say that's a downfall of yours. But I'm saying like when it comes to like aspects as in like like when we were talking about LGBTQ in episode 4, right? You understood a little bit better than I did when it comes to labels, right? Like I'm talking about in that sense, you're more open to that. Even with video games in this conversation right now, maybe I don't understand video games. Maybe you could say I'm more of a no. You could say, but you understand it, right?
Yeah, it's basically like I had sort of like not really a conversation. I was just talking to someone in my class. That it's basically like whenever someone talks to me about cars or anything, one ear out the other because I don't know anything about that world.
Yeah.
And then say for instance, I talk about something in computers. Sure, they probably think less of me than I would have thought less of them for being into cars, but like they legit have no idea what I'm talking about either. It's just basically like just two different worlds. I like my major, everything I do is basically all computers. That's why I know so much about computers.
That's what I'm saying.
I also think that like this online content kind of influences everyone. Like from a kid. Like let's say you want to get into spaceships. How do you start to get into it?
Put them on YouTube Kids and they
start watching Elon Musk talk about it.
YouTube is good. I know YouTube's a great thing. YouTube you can learn so much from.
YouTube's good. YouTube Kids no good.
YouTube you can learn so much from YouTube. I'm not saying that's bad. YouTube is great. Any source of like anything you could get and learn is great, right? I'm just saying that why not take the aspects you guys have and use it in the IRL world and expand it a little bit, right? Expand it to different places. Like you say you don't like cars, but why don't you expand it and like take a dip into it? And maybe you'll enjoy it a little bit when it comes to other things like electric cars, since it's a little bit more technical, right? A little bit more technology based. Maybe you'll enjoy that a little bit more. That's what I want. All in all, I always like you say preach. I preach.
I'm not saying that. No. I said that at first because like the entire argument was between like the value of like these games and like real life, and then you said, I'm saying this for the person who's reaching who could be watching, who could be stuck in the area where like they're bored of games.
I just want people to explore as much as they can in their lifetime, because that's how you really gain something in the life. You know what I mean? The more you know in life, the more you've experienced, the more you've lived. It's exactly the term. The more you've lived, like when you explore more of the world. Why just sit and play games when you could go out? You can play games. I'm not saying you can't play your game on like Saturday night with the boys or whatever. It's cool, but go at the other times instead of sitting and playing your alone. Go out and explore new shit. I mean, like just go somewhere.
I'm gonna ask you in 1 week, and this better be the same opinion you hold in 1 week, bro.
It is always the opinion. I've always had this opinion. You know this. We spoke about topics.
I really want to see how the beginning of discussion started and like what was everyone's first opinions on this, because I feel like your opinion has changed, but you're saying like it's been the same ever since the beginning.
No, it hasn't changed. It's moved from.
It's just no. Kacper. I feel like this might help you understand it a little better. Dennis's main opinion or goal or whatever, he wants to see the best of everyone. He wants to have everyone experience what is their quote unquote peak or best. And that's either, say for instance, last week, just because he thinks, in his opinion, that's sort of a bad idea. Same here. He sort of thinks that this sort of, which everything sort of has like a bad thing on you, but I feel like from what he's experienced and what other people have experienced, video games could have sort of a negative effect on you, and that shouldn't be what your goal is. You should be doing stuff.
You know what real life has an effect on?
What?
Real life has been way more violent than video games in history.
But yeah, no shit.
Do we like... Actually, I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't know. I was just trying to say that the thing that every time Dennis has his opinion or whatever, it's because he's trying to see the best in people, no matter what way it is.
No matter what topic we're talking about.
And in my opinion, I genuinely could give two about people. I barely care about myself, bro.
Yeah, I see that.
Like I don't see that people should be getting better. I don't know, but that's because I don't really think of anyone. I don't think anyone is real. So
it's all fake.
Yeah, that's how I don't know. I don't understand anything. No, not that. I was talking about just like outside of electronics. I don't understand how people like I can't ever read a room. That's my thing.
Why not force yourself to learn that?
But I can't do that.
Why?
Maybe he's not that type of person.
No, but you can still force yourself.
No.
Why? What's stopping you?
Autism?
What do you There's people who said they can't walk, but they still.
That's very fascinating too.
But that's completely different.
Okay, what about people who what's it called? Let's see.
How about people who are just like naturally clumsy, and like they can't do much about it?
Every time they go on their bike, they would somehow fall because their feet are too big.
See, now he doesn't fall anymore. He's gotten better at it. You know, he got a bike that he doesn't have to pedal, so his foot won't get caught. You know,
and I won't wear clown shoes.
Yeah, but like you could just force yourself to do things and force yourself to explore. Maybe it's uncomfortable in the minute, but being uncomfortable is what grows you as a person, right?
Yeah, but I'm always uncomfortable. I never grow.
You do? What do you mean? You haven't grown since you've been in high school? Since we started in high school, you haven't grown?
Well, that's just being young to old. You're a little teenager that's like, oh my god, guys.
Yeah, but there's some teenagers in high school that stay the same, even in college.
But I feel like the thing, as of now, the reason why that happens is because they had basically almost 2 years that they couldn't have the experience that we had, as in, like going to your point that they were on Zoom and shit, and we were in class for majority of our high school life. Mm-hmm. Say, for instance, you were a freshman going to high school. I feel like freshman year is a very key point in turning who the you are.
So is college, freshman year. College.
Yeah, but I feel like more or less high school, because you are growing and shit, you change a lot more because of that. Because you're just a kid going into older and older, your mind starts to develop. But like that, and they have that sort of thing taken away of like the whole social thing that you're talking about. Like, I feel like that has more effect on kids than it does people our age. I don't know, but that's why the kids, teenagers or college kids or whatever, act weird, especially if they're younger than us, because they had vital years of development taken away from them because they have to sit on their Zoom calls.
Okay, but think about the kids who graduated with us, who when they were in high school, all they did was post about how they drink and they do this and party. And they still do that to this day.
Yeah, but
they haven't grown anywhere. They haven't done anything. They still like think drinking is cool, and they post pictures of bottles as if they're doing something cool and entertaining.
Drinking is not cool. Drinking is super cool.
Well, that's just because that's their whole what's it called? That's their version of creating memories. That's their version of socializing. Sure, you don't have to drink. You don't have to do all this.
Yeah, but they haven't expanded themselves. At least if you're gonna go drink, at least become an alcoholic. Like at least expand
something about yourself.
You know,
like a label.
They still post the stupid same snaps, and you probably see those people on Snapchat that post the stupid same snaps of like, I got alcohol. Okay,
but that's just
you're 21, man. Like anybody could buy that shit nowadays. Like,
I mean, that's just they just like alcohol. That's just them being an open alcoholic. Like, hey guys, look, I'm actually drinking. I enjoy doing this.
Wow.
They might not be an alcoholic. They just might like alcohol. That's two different things. One's like a professional sort of. One's a disease, I guess.
Look, Dennis, I think at the end of the day, I'm happy that we got to this point because it proved that you are a brick wall with like one brick loose, and that eventually you get to the point that like you agree with us.
No. We start with a very targeted topic, and then we move to general, where it gets to like the big generalization. And that's where it ends, and that's what we all agree on.
I'm 80%, like I'm like 80% confident that like your opinion in the beginning has changed a lot compared to now.
No, it hasn't changed. It's just moved into a more generalized.
Yeah. It just goes down to what I was saying about what his main opinion / goal is. It's just basically what he deems is sort of unhealthy habits or something like that they should cut out, either with this
or limit.
Yeah. Wait, well, I was saying more of cut out because of last week, because you can't really limit that. But I don't know. That's what I see is Dennis trying to do.
Like I'm not an old person that goes, stop playing your video games. Like you play your video games, sure, I don't care. Like my kids are gonna play video games. Go ahead, enjoy your life. But like I would promote them to go do something.
Of course, yeah.
Shit,
don't do that one thing too much. Yeah. Okay, well, that was good.
Okay, so now we get to talk about New York City infrastructure.
Well, we were talking about bikes and infrastructure, so it's like...
Yeah, but I wouldn't say we should continue. It's fucking an hour 30.
Well, no?
I'm going to save that, I think.
I feel like that was a good enough thing where you could get a lot of clips of us screaming at each other.
Yeah, I guess.
Out of context, too.
I guess, yeah. Yeah. here and there.
Oh, just do some like actual editing.
Yeah.
Maybe some deep fakes here and there.
Oh man. I just at least with the people like around me close, like I just want to be their best. You know what I mean? Like with you guys, with like
Of course.
I want you guys to be your best. You know, like not bet like of course best like but like just whoever.
No, you said what you said was right.
Well, I think
everybody's best is different.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I
what I was
mean?
about to
That's
say.
why I want to. That's why I'm not saying my best is maybe different from your best.
Yeah, you said be your best.
Yeah, but just like enjoy your life. You know what I mean? Like do like we want to do, be successful. You know, and like I don't know.
Well, that ends today's episode.
I don't know. You know?
I don't know. There's not really much else to talk
Yeah,
about.
I don't know.
We exhausted our brains at that point. I need to
Yeah.
fry my
That's
brain.
what happens when you debate with Dennis.
Oh, we're gonna be launching a Twitter account that these two are gonna run.
I'm running. Well, you're running with me?
Yeah, you
I
guys.
mean, I was gonna say I don't know if you
Or do you want the
them.
TikTok?
I'll do both.
I don't want to do the TikTok.
Because I was gonna say if we had our own TikTok,
Mhm.
we would just use. I was talking to Dennis while I think you were like in the bathroom or something. If we were to have a TikTok, we should all have access to it. And say,
Yeah.
for instance, we go out and do something, not just this. We go and do something. We could just record ourselves, and we have a place to just post it.
Yeah, we should. I agree with that. But if you're gonna be running it like consistently, then
I don't think TikTok has to be consistent.
I'm gonna be posting like from my side. I'll be posting the
shorts?
The shorts, but if you want to like, if we're out somewhere and you want to post something, you can just post
Yeah.
something funny.
fair enough. Yeah, that's fair.
just shit post or whatever.
We'll be do the same thing with our YouTube channel. Like
Yeah.
if we go out, say we do like a group trip somewhere, we'll record it and have a little bit of fun with it. But yeah, we're gonna be launching a Twitter page. He's gonna have a little bit of fun with it. I know you love your Twitter.
I love Twitter. I'm gonna choose my UFC picks before we end it.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's UFC night.
I have a secret Twitter that I just vent about how much I hate myself.
Really?
Yes, no links to me at all.
Yeah. He also has a fan account of an artist or something.
No, that was complete bullshit. I gaslighted you so hard on that. No, but yeah, I have some random Twitter account.
Is it like a completely random name and everything?
Okay. Let's see. Main card.
Doesn't follow me, I don't follow it. Very hard to find. I somehow have 2 followers.
They agree with the message.
They're bots.
Oh.
I'm saying main event: Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman as Leon Edwards. Co-main event: I want to go Rafael Fayez versus Justin Gaethje against Justin Gaethje. And that's really 2 ones I want to call, I guess. Yeah, that's all for me. I need to like I want to throw like a record on top, like at the end of the video, to see how like Kacper some pick rate.
You gotta start betting.
Betting?
Yeah. Gotta start
Once I
betting.
get more money.
What do you mean? You get more money from betting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's where you start.
Nah, you know what's that app that gives you free $5 or whatever every week? Some shit. There's I think
FanDuel,
Yeah, I think so.
Prize Picks.
Yeah, they
Actually,
give you,
no,
like-
Prize Picks isn't that big.
they give you or you can do stake.com. They give you $2 every single day.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like sports betting through that website sucks.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That was episode 5. At least this one we're actually able to upload, and it was actually pretty good for what it was. It wasn't really controversial, but we had a good conversation, a discussion.
Brick wall.
I wouldn't say brick wall.
But yeah, that was pretty
My
much it.
opinion has changed on that brick wall movement.
What is
Uh,
it?
I don't know. It's just Dennis has,
Motivation wall.
I guess so. I don't know. Dennis has his main goal
Uh,
that I keep saying.
but yeah, that's my name's Dennis. This is
It's a side character.
side character Kacper
Son from Tottenham.
and Tom. And that was the episode 5. Thanks everybody for watching, subscribing, watching the shorts. And Tom's turning on some. Okay, and that's episode 5. So we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Skadoosh.